My neighbour, Matt Burgess, couldn't sleep.
My nine, Jarrod Walsh, lovely bloke. He's been around for ages.
He's lovely.
Mate, Jarrod, I love him. He's a great guy.
And world tennis number 3, Andy Martins, had to, Andy Murray even.
Well, this could be the biggest, fieriest, if that's a word, episode we have done. And we'll get to that very soon. But before we unleash him, I'm going to welcome you, Andy.
Thank you, guys. It's like we've got a bear in a cage in the corner and he's about to get out.
He's a bit testy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. We speak of Adelaide Ovals' very own MC, Jarrod Walsh.
Yes.
I'm not excited to be here today.
When you do games like last night,
I don't
do
want
you
to
get
talk about
home
it.
and like are
Why?
you awake for hours? Like whenever we do a DJ gig, I'm assuming this is the same with you. This is not to do with anything apart from just being able to play in front of a crowd and making people happy, right? Not being able to sleep for a few hours because you're still on a bit of a high.
Switch off, yeah.
Does that happen with you?
Yeah, and I'm. That's such a weird coincidence you raised that because I got home last night and yesterday all day I felt pretty flat for some reason. You know, this is a weird thing. You know how sometimes you feel like you've got flu-like symptoms, but you don't have the flu and you feel just flat.
Yeah.
I felt that at the Oval last night and I stuffed up a couple of times, which I'll get to in a second. And I got home and I'm like, you know what? I just need to go to sleep, and I took a sleeping tablet and it fucked me.
So you feel worse today?
I feel worse. I had insane, vivid dreams that I didn't think I was dreaming. And I think because of that adrenaline that you have after being on such a high, and then I'm like, I don't really usually take sleeping tablets, but then I had one. It's like they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then the best sleep I had was like between 7 a.m. and 7:15 this morning, and I feel shit.
I noticed you were doing some tweeting from the Best Team Man Twitter.
I don't know
at
the
3:50.
password.
At 3:50 this morning.
Oh my God. Was it aggressive?
Look, it's safe to say I'm enjoying Twitter at the moment in a lot of ways.
I got a message last night from someone saying, "Is that you or Jarrod on the Twitter?"
Really?
Yeah, I did. I said, "It's definitely not me."
Well, yesterday really rattled me in so many ways, and it ended up with me stuffing up at the footy, which I'm my own harshest critic, and oh my God. So the two mistakes that I made, one of them was I had a script to do lead into the Welcome to Country and basically allow, you've got the audio, don't you? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you want to talk about it first, or should we just play it?
No, let me. Before you play it, because I think it's the one which went on air.
I didn't know about this either.
Yeah, so I stuffed up twice. I stumbled my words twice because I was supposed to go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Adelaide Over, the Toyota final series, Port Adelaide and Geelong, then get into a pre-recorded welcome to country, and then go into the anthem. And at that point, I was feeling crap. So my hands were shaking a bit. And what happens was it wasn't just being put on at the venue, it went through broadcast as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So you don't normally do that, do you? You're normally just purely the people in the ground hear you, and that's it. But you were almost like the Craig Willis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So at that point you're going, don't stuff up, don't stuff up, don't stuff up. And once you stuff up a word, it's hard to recover from it. It's really difficult.
And not to do it again, turning one into two.
Exactly. It was pretty bad, and I noticed it because I did it, and I was so angry at myself, and I felt really unprofessional. But hardly anyone would have noticed it, but I've gone, oh no, I can't. Just like you guys, if you guys don't mix a song incorrectly or stuff, we know.
I don't really know what I'm doing at the time because I'm pretty hammered.
Just play it.
All right. So this is the audio that Maddie sent through last night.
And contribution to the game of Australian rules football. We now introduce senior Ghana custodian.
Is that one of them?
No, that was it. So I said Cena, and you know what I've done, so I can really avoid that. I've deleted that video from our group chat, so I don't have to see it again. I'm that filthy on myself.
I've just got rid of it.
Because you can either celebrate a stuff up, which I generally do on radio whenever I stuffed up. So I'd go back and go over the fact that I'd stuffed it and make a big celebration.
I normally do that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got a good sense of humour about it. Like, I mean, that's probably in an inappropriate time just before move out to do some Indigenous stuff, for the start of the game. But you could go like John Cena instead, or something along the lines of that, because that's what you said.
Well, what was really difficult is that rattled me and threw me. Then at half time, I'm interviewing Tim Ginniver, and I was supposed to talk about Travis Boak and Robbie Gray, and I've mixed up my words, and I said Travis Broke and Robbie Gay. You just got to move on from it.
Yeah.
Did you? So when I did the rugby at Adelaide Oval and I stuffed up people's names and things like that, you hear a boo from the crowd, right? And it's pretty crazy when it's the whole stadium booing you. Did you hear feedback from anyone around you when you said that? Was there a little bit of laughter and stuff?
Nah, because that one was going out just to the Oval and no one would have noticed.
Yeah, okay.
But even a slight, now if you look at the whole big scheme of things, a slight stumble on your words is nothing.
No.
But oh man! So hopefully, because there's a prelim in 2 weeks here in Adelaide, I get the opportunity to do it again. Otherwise, I'm hopefully the AFL don't. Fuck, he can't even read. What's he doing?
No. So I was just about to ask you that. Like, what are the likelihood of that costing you in the future for that same role, or do you keep? Was that
bring him down even further?
No, that's a legitimate question.
Well, I'll tell you what. I just stumbled on one word, and the whole reason it's your fucking dad's fault. Mate.
Now we get to it. Now we get to it. All right, now this is you. All right, this is all you from here. This is all you. I know you've been saying for the last 48 hours that you've got something you want to get off your chest, and this could fracture us.
Okay. So anything I say from here, just you both need to know that I love you, right?
That always,
Jesus
that's always
Christ,
a good start.
Right. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I've heard this before.
But Matty, I want to fight your dad.
He's a big man.
He is, but I reckon he's got ahead of himself ever since he hosted Wheel of Fortune.
And when he read Channel 10 Sport back in the day.
I haven't heard those before.
Look, the week started really weird, okay? You don't know this, but I was so excited to get back in here today and record not just Best Team Men, but Boo's Team Men as well, because we had a lot of good feedback about Boo's Team Men.
Great. Get into that later on.
People enjoyed it, and that was brilliant. We thought, okay, on Friday we are going to record a Best Team Men and a Boo's Team Men, and then we might be able to go out have a couple of drinks afterwards. It was all locked in. Until yesterday, we were just confirming the times, and then hold on, I can't do this time. From our very own Port Pirates' very own Matty Burgess, who cancels on everything when he confirms to it. Fuck!
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Last weekend.
Yeah. So
that is not on me. That is not on me.
But your week, Matty, started actually quite poor when I ran into you at my favourite cafe, and I wanted to, because I thought this was very funny, because what you did at the cafe reminded me of Andy Martin in some of his finest moments.
Oh, were you guys at Chibo?
I don't even know what I've done here, so I'm about to find out.
I'm trying to learn something new every week or do something for myself.
I don't want to ruin this.
Yeah.
But did you roll up drunk and put your hand in his food and eat it in front of him?
Yeah, okay. I've thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my laptop and work for an hour, which is hard when you're unemployed.
You got to put a lot of work into finding work for that
so
hour.
What you find is you put your headphones on and you pretend you're doing stuff. So I went to my favourite cafe and I'm sitting there doing that. And then Matty said I'm around the area. Yeah. So he came and sat next to me, which was great. We had a bit of a chat. It was really, really nice time.
A bit of bonding.
A little bit of bonding. So this is where Matt had his Andy Martin moment. I actually wrote this in my phone as well, because you actually said...
Did you roll up pretty awesome? Is that what happened?
I was there. I was the best bloke ever. Made his day.
You may not find this as funny as I did, but I'm sitting there and I've ordered the beans, which are amazing. These beans at Mr. Pilgrim Cafe, just fantastic.
Like you physically eat them?
Yeah. Okay. And they come with really nice bread, and I don't really eat the bread. And I'm like, Matty, are you going to eat lunch? He's like, oh, no, I'll get lunch later. I said, cool, man. Well, I'm not going to eat my bread. Do you want my bread? And Matty said, nah, man, I'm off bread. No, I'm not going to touch it. No bread for me. Just get it away from me. Yeah. Then there was a silence, and he's like, yeah, I might just have a bit. And then, oh, you're not going to have the other one, are you?
Was this bread stained with the beans that had been on it?
No. Separate side plate.
I didn't know there was like soggy bread just hanging there on the plate or whatever.
No. So it was a separate side plate, And like he said, I said to him, "Can you
clean eating for stereos?"
Mate, I've saved myself $4.
Yeah, can you get this away from me? And he didn't. So I thought the quickest way to get it away from me was eat it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But it reminded me of Andy though, because Andy sometimes we've spoken about when you were saying, "No, I'm not drinking tonight,
Just
mate.
a
I'm
heads
just
up,
going to
guys.
have one."
I am a great person, and these stories paint me into a picture of someone that I'm not.
We've spoken about Andy saying, "No, I'm driving tonight. I'm not going to have a drink." And then, like, the next minute, he's got two in his
snorkeling cruises.
Yeah, no, I used to, this sounds weird, but take two at once. So I'd put the two bottles in
drink.
drinks.
So that kind of put a bit of a fizzer on there. It was great spending time with you, and I got really excited because Boo's Team Men was going to be what we did today, and then Maddie's dad thought it would be a great idea to organise a meeting so that old bloody Anthony Burgess can have all of the spotlight on him, Big Tone.
Well, I mean, is this a redundancy meeting?
I fucking hope not. I hope so.
How did your dad tell you that you're redundant?
Yeah, it is a Friday afternoon, of course.
He did drop me for a grand final. So,
did he?
Yeah, he's got history. Yeah, definitely.
And then he has the audacity to comment at me, his dad, on Facebook.
Let me set that one up. So I went around to their house last night to watch the footy and have a bit of dinner with them. Yeah. And, the footy's the kind of thing, that's what we do as father and son. And we sit there and we're eating dinner beforehand and he's going through his Facebook and he goes, Jarrod Walsh called me a dog.
I just saw the post and I just wrote dog.
Because I'd posted a photo of my dad earlier from when he was 18 and it was an old footy photo and he looked very different to when he looks now.
Oh my God. Never met his dad.
Never met him.
Oh, you've never met his dad?
No, he's never met him.
Oh my God.
So we're sitting at the dinner table and Dad just stops eating and he goes, Jarrod Walsh, he's called me a dog. Why would he do that? And then I had to set it up for him. I go, well, he's filthy at you for setting up this meeting when we're supposed to be doing a podcast. So, yeah, that's Dad's little story.
Well, what was funny is I thought your dad was throwing shade back at me because his dad wrote in a comment like, I'm a special guest tomorrow. Where are they now?
Yeah.
But I don't think your dad realised that Where Are They Now was the segment that I was doing on the radio when I got my redundancy.
Oh my God.
He's actually been on that when it was KG and Cornsey in early 2000s. So, no, he when he wrote that, he said to me, he goes, oh, come on your podcast and you can do a new segment. Where are they now? So that was...
Did he actually question the fact you're doing a podcast during work hours?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because this podcast is released outside of work hours.
Oh, okay, all right. We're totally recording this at 5:10 right now.
No one's asked until now. So,
So
I like how your voice went up at the end there. That's good.
And then I decided to just unleash with you guys because
the text barrage that has come.
You know what? If Tony is going to ruin our podcast, I'll just quit because Andy's obviously the star. No one likes what I tweet on the podcast. Our listeners are having a crack at me on the Best Team Men account. I've started over the past couple of days abusing our listeners on Twitter. Can I read some of them out to you?
Please do.
Okay, so actually, Maddie, I reckon it's better that you read them out because I will be too excited about doing it. You can follow us on Twitter at Best Team Men on Twitter. Now, we have 78 followers, so that's not heaps, but we've got a nice little community. Okay, can you just go through some of them? Because one of the things that I think we should do ongoing, you know how we've got the hashtag of Great Tweet, Matt?
Yeah.
I think that needs to become a new regular segment on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Hashtag Great Tweet, Matt, where Matt can find his tweet of the week or whatever. But yeah, look, just go through some and read them out. And then I reckon we should get some feedback for Boo's Team Men as well, Andy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this one was more at my dad. So someone wrote, Jack Bates ran, can we change Great Tweet Matt to Great Tweet Pelican?
Yeah.
And you wrote, yes, we can. Shit tweet Tony. So
there's a t-shirt in that, boys.
You then also retweeted one of mine saying, great tweet, Matt. This is Matt retweeting himself. trying to stitch me up. So,
what about Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
Anthony has written last night because I said, look, tomorrow we are recording our last round and it could be the last ever Best Team Men. The team is fractured, infighting, someone may quit. Then Anthony, whose name is Tuan McNugget, wrote, Fleetwood Mac released one of the greatest albums of all time in fighting and backstabbing, harness and utilise. And I wrote, thank you, Greg Fleetwood.
I actually enjoyed that comment. He tried to lift us up and tell us that it was a chance.
I called Nate Turner Master Nate. And then Jamie Manson, who decided to ask us every 4 minutes where the fucking multi was.
And then goes, worst multi ever.
Yeah, so I wrote,
sorry, Jamie.
Oh, sorry, Wolf of Wall Street. Sorry, Kenny Rogers, the gambler. So I had a bit of a night on the tweet.
Yeah. What about Josh Miller's lookalike?
Oh, yeah, Josh Miller. Yeah, Josh really enjoys throwing some banter at us.
Absolutely.
As well.
We encourage that.
Yeah. So, look, by the end of this podcast, I'll decide if I quit or not. Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you will.
Well, you guys bullied me at the start of it with some audio of me making a quick mistake and fuck.
Nah, we love you, mate.
Talk about some positive things, because this time last week it was actually really good. We sounded like we enjoyed those 2 beers we had
from the start to the finish. You could hear us deteriorate in everything that we did.
How was Maddie then?
You know what was? You sent a voicemail afterwards. You're like, "Yeah, I've had some more beers. I'll reimburse you guys." You stayed behind drinking.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I continue drinking the old shifty lizard. They are amazing. I think 11. I had in the
What about the voice memo? He's like, get home safe, Matt.
Very kind of you.
Yeah, I'm here for the team.
So what was the feedback like for Bruce team then?
No, a lot of good feedback from myself especially.
Did Lee like it?
He loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, loved
brilliant. Yeah, I saw him promoting it on Facey and Instagram, I think.
Yep.
But Popey,
oh yeah,
works at commercial radio. He's not supposed to be listening to anything apart from what he works at.
Yeah, fresh hits and throwbacks.
Yeah, from Melbourne. But he absolutely loves it. He loved the midget comment.
Yeah.
And also the
racist,
Cozzy eating vanilla slices is also a favourite of his.
Yeah.
So lots of good feedback coming through for Booze Team Man. Can't wait for the next one. I reckon I've actually listened to it. You know how I've said previously with these episodes, 2 or 3 times I'll listen to it because I enjoy listening to it. I listened to Booze Team Man about 5 or 6 times over last week.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
Amazing. Yeah, it really was.
Something I've just realised, because I was looking at your T-shirt and merchandise, we should probably thank our sponsors for the podcast today.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, only 18 minutes in.
Yes. Connor Leader at Brighton Trophy Centre, thank you. We've got to come and pick up those glasses as well. And we'll talk about Connor in a sec, because we've got lots of, some audio that he sent to us that none of us have heard.
I haven't heard it. I've only heard about it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
Shifty Lizard Lee and the crew there, Odd Sock Mob and Stavros at Mind and Movement Physio, thank you for being on board. If you want to buy merchandise, Andy's wearing a Connor Leader T-shirt right now. Have you got an update on that stuff, mate?
Yeah, I have. We've now got a hashtag Great Tweet Matt T-shirt.
I'm getting that one.
So that's going really well. I had this written down.
Can we get one that says, you want a party?
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely. I'll do it today. Do you want something else with it, or just the word, do you want a party?
Party.
Yeah. I can see you wearing that red square.
Yeah, I'd wear that. For sure.
Who wants the party, everyone? In the front room, you're going to be sitting or standing, but not dancing. Big shout out to Jamie Manson and Josh Dunleavy.
Oh, Hector.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, is that Hector?
That's Hector.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they bought some merch this week.
He actually, so I was playing at Red Square on Saturday night, and he was working behind the bar, and I could see him looking at me from behind the bar, and he just had this look in his eye like he had really wanted to tell me something, and he found some time in his shift to come up to the decks, and he put his phone in front of me, and it was just a receipt of a Matt Loves Fanta t-shirt.
That is so good.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I love that so much.
He also cleans toilets at a school, and good on him.
I guess you use that as a rag.
Matt doesn't only love Fanta. As Jamie Manson, when he was trolling us the other day, said how bad our multi was. And our multi's
fucking horrible.
Really bad, our multi last night.
Yeah,
but we know that we're going to win one, and it's going to go back into the accounts of Matty. One of the other things I wanted to raise about our good friend Matty Burgess and what he showed me while he was eating all of the bread at Mr. Pilgrim Cafe in Semaphore while he's not eating bread. You okay?
I was going to say, was it his testicle? I don't know.
No.
Just because that seems to be the
Matt,
seems what happens around here.
Matt wanted to show me one of the latest multis that he's done. And our friend here, Matt Burgess, just to let you know, Andy, our multi is based on AFL and some of the biggest sports.
Yeah.
Our friend Matt Burgess was showing me he was betting on table tennis.
You know, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you do that. Like, is there a league? There's a league, obviously a league here in Australia, or is this in China?
Russian.
A Russian.
Yeah.
So
Betting
that's
on
not
Russian table
Oh my
tennis.
god! Do you watch that at work? You still
I don't watch
Russian
it.
table
No, they
tennis?
don't televise it. There's nowhere to actually watch it. So
This sounds dodgy, Matty.
it's really.
I feel like they're taking your money, mate.
It's kind of like just hitting a roundabout. You know, putting the foot down and hitting it with confidence.
Well, how do you know?
You don't. You just
I like the look of the long names and I go for it.
Right, so I'll break this down for you. So
Sure.
I had a $10 bonus bet in my account.
Can you speak Russian?
No, I don't even know where it is. I had a $10 bonus bet, and I thought, what can I put this on? And
That's awesome.
I chucked it. It was 9 legs. There was 1, 2.
Yeah, that's because of Chernobyl.
There was 4. There was 4 Russian table tennis games, and then a couple of I don't even know where Managua under 20s soccer team plays.
Yeah, look, I don't know either.
Real gambling
but
history.
Yeah, you have an issue.
I went. Look at that, picked 9 legs, and they all won. So I turned a $10 bonus bet into $212.
Oh, well,
So-
we don't need to pay you back then. So happy days. Because wasn't that a $10 bonus bet off the back of the best team
But the
ever?
best thing about it was I put it on before I went to bed, and then
Yeah.
I just went to sleep, woke up, checked it the next day, had no idea what
That's
had
awesome.
happened, and I was had.
Who is your favourite Russian table tennis player?
Probably Novikov.
Have you ever what? Sorry.
Yeah.
Have you ever
he beat Oleg Pronin on Wednesday night. Yeah. So
Oleg?
Yeah, Oleg. wasn't he in Frozen?
We've all got kids, haven't we, Matty?
No.
So, Matty, while you were stealing and gambling, you said you wanted to talk about things that grind your gears today.
Yeah, something that happened to me earlier in the week. So I woke up pretty early to go to the gym, and I normally feed my cats before I go out for the day. And I had no
What do you
cat
mean?
food.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's actually feed my
Okay.
cats. So I've got
Just gonna lock myself in the bathroom to feed my cats.
Matty, you don't have any cats. What is that noise?
and it was about 7:10.
What are your cats' names?
Nugget.
Just gonna drop the cats off the pool, guys.
Wait, how many cats do you have?
2.
Nugget and?
Pendlebury. Pendles.
You have Nugget and Pendles and a dog.
And a dog.
That races?
Well, he raced, the other day, but he doesn't.
And what's your dog's name?
Linguini, because he's an Italian greyhound.
Oh, my God. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
You have such an interesting life.
Yeah. Thanks to my wife, Kira, for all those.
I bought you a present. What is it? Racing Greyhound? You own 1%.
He won his race too.
Oh, well done.
So I can see you just wanting to hijack my story like you do
I
every
don't.
other
I
week.
just didn't know that you had a cat called Nugget and another one Pendles.
Anyway, so I had to go to the supermarket to go get some cat food. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning.
What sort of cat food?
Dine. And
The wet one.
yep. Anything else you'd like to know about my
hey, mate,
cats?
we're learning through the
Yeah.
story.
And
What colour are the cats?
anyway, so I'm in Coles. Sorry, I was in. I went to Woolworths.
you have any
and
Ushies?
the self-service was shut. Yeah, because it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Self-serve was shut, and all the other checkouts were shut too. So the only one was open was the Express. Like 12 items or less.
Yep.
But they were letting everyone go through it.
Yep, okay.
Because it was so early. I had 2 little boxes of cat food, and I was walking to the 12 items or less checkout, and at the same time, 2 people with their weekly shopping, trolleys full, got there just before me, looked at me and went, "Nah, we're going to go before you." And I was like, you could have let me go. I have 2 items. Instead, I had to stand there for about 7 minutes while their fucking semi-loads full of stuff.
Oh, yeah, this is Morphavale, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and I was just thinking that really pissed me off.
Yep.
So that grinds my gears.
I agree with you. Those people
Like,
are
it's
really
not hard to just go, hey, you haven't got much.
So you put them in the same category as the people who don't courtesy wave?
Yes, absolutely.
See, I can't do people who talk with their mouth full, and my father-in-law does that, and he hopefully doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I've written down these before just in case I needed 4 best team men.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, really?
How crazy is that? But I can only remember one. That's why I was looking at my phone.
What is it?
Write them down.
Yeah.
Excessively short fringes. on women.
What?
Yeah, really.
What, so like, you know, the Fringe Festival only going for like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. The really short fringes that like sort of only come down to maybe half a centimetre. It just really offends me.
I mean, that's more of a real kind of...
Yeah.
That's just having a crack at someone's appearance as opposed to what grinds your
pretty
gears.
shallow.
Yeah. That's really shallow. Like, we're saying people don't courtesy wave and are rude, and you're saying I hate people that look like this.
Pretty shit, isn't it? So anyway, Con from the Brighton Trophy Centre.
B.O.
One other one was I was trying to go across a crosswalk today to get here, and someone just drove straight through it.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And that really annoyed me.
Well,
it didn't just annoy me; it almost fucking killed me.
On
That's
Peary
true.
Street,
Yeah.
I think I hate slow drivers compared to fast drivers. The ones who drive excessively slow and they're not doing the speed limit, far out they grind my gears as well.
Absolutely. They're probably more of a danger than people going a bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, but if you think about the most dangerous person in the world, a chick with a short fringe, am I right, guys?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. Wrong button.
Well, we can bring that. We can bring that segment as well. I feel like we're getting some new segments, guys.
Yeah, they just kind of roll in, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing. Kind of like, there you go, mate.
I was going to say, so like next week, people with sideburns just really grind my gears.
No, I get that. I can't grow them.
Yeah, I can't grow them either. Yeah.
Can't you grow them?
It's my beard.
Oh, yeah. Andy hasn't shaved for like 2 months. And that's what he looks like. Let's talk about Con and Lena at Brighton Trophy Centre. Just because Matt for the whole week has been saying that he's got the best con joke in history.
So what was yours? Yours was like con parachuting or something like that?
Con rolling down a hill is condescending.
And Andy, did you have one as well?
Wasn't it an icon?
Icon.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to build this up first.
So, what do you call con playing basketball?
What?
Air con.
Huh?
It's air conditioning. So.
Give it something.
No, you love that more than us.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, aircon.
When I said build it up, you've just got here's the joke.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any other way to build it up. So.
Jarrod's just like,
It's not bad. It's okay.
No, it's good.
It's not the best joke I've ever heard.
Aircon.
It works in well. Today's probably the first hottest day of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
So of this season. So you're right there, mate. You're just bleeding
What
everywhere.
What have you
Like
done to your knees?
Hockey. Fucking hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
That's what you call it.
I just brush it off with a hanky. So that's a bit of blood. No worries.
The only guy under 50 that carries a hanky. So.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with carrying a hanky. If you carry a hanky, let us know on Twitter. And if you don't, I'll abuse you via the account.
So what will happen now is if you get an itchy nose or you need to sort of wipe your nose, you're going to wipe your nose with your hanky, you're going to have blood on it, and you like play for the Crows.
We will cover that in a moment. Con and Lena at Brighton Trophy Centre, opposite the Brighton Hotel. An amazing family. They are great people. Con got in touch the other day and he said, mate, I've got some audio to send. Can I get an email address? And I'm like, yes, just send it to Andy. Yep. Send it to Andy. I don't want to listen to it. I want to be surprised on the podcast. And he said, look, you don't have to use this if you don't want. We're like, mate, you're the major sponsor of Best Team Men. So we will do anything that you like, Con. He's a ripper. So talk us through this, Andos. Where you at?
So it's, like you said, a bit of audio that Con sent through. He said, it's on the email. Okay, cool. Basically, he's on the vocals, so he's doing this, right?
Right.
And I think he said off the top of my head, it's his son that's written the song. And
I didn't know he had I didn't know they had kids.
I mean, I could have made that up, so who knows? Should I just press play? How's that?
Jarrod and I actually haven't heard this.
Yeah, I have no idea what we're expecting.
I've only half heard it because I didn't want to ruin the
How
surprise
long's the
of
audio?
myself. It's a couple of minutes.
What?
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is a song
Oh, wow.
by Con from Brighton Trophy Centre about Best Team Men.
This is amazing. This could be his biggest moment.
See, this is how you should have built your joke up.
Sorry.
This, for me, and 19 years in radio,
Yeah.
of all the stations I've worked for, of all the clients I've ever come across, of all the sponsors, of probably all the co-hosts, of all the, anyone in the creative side of things, no one's ever been this invested into a show before that is not part of it in regards to being on air on it. This is amazing. Okay. It does
Are
start
you going to
off.
press play at any stage?
No.
Should I have built my joke up this much?
No.
Sir, you asked
Turn
for a
into an
build up.
Andy story.
So next week on Best Team Men, guys, we're going to hear Con's song.
All right, see you guys.
I'm Lyndon.
All right, here we go. It starts off with the intro, so just
Okay.
I didn't press the wrong button, okay? Here we go.
Fortunately for them, their DJ neighbour, Matt Burgess, couldn't sleep.
My 9, Jarrod Walsh, lovely bloke. He's been around for ages.
He's lovely.
Jarrod, I love him. He's a great guy.
And world tennis number 3, Andy Martins, had to, Andy Murray even.
So this is Con on the vocals.
Okay.
Someone requested a song from me, but copyright seems to be an issue, you see. So here's a song from yours truly, Con at BTC. Have you heard about the Best Team Men podcast? It's 3 cool blokes, have a listen, it's a blast. Jarrod, Matt and Andy are the podcast crew. Come and sit and listen with a shifty lizard brew. Chuck on a pair of odd mob songs too. Storytelling, farts and fanta, often part of the banter. You laugh so hard, give it a crack. Mind and movement physio, they've got your back. Buy a Con and Lena t-shirt, get your name on the plaque. Have you seen all the merch? It's cooler than an ice pack. If you buy it, take a picture on a Kodak. If you buy it, take a picture on a Kodak. Jarrod, you called me a dog, you called me a whore, but I still hugged you when you walked through the door. Brought to you by the Brighton Trophy Centre. Cups, trophy, badges, medals, yeah, we do it better. Best team, man. BTC, BTM, BTS. Yeah. Best team, man. Oh, yeah.
That is incredible.
Oh, there's a bit at the end. Hang on. Ready?
Best team, man. Oh, yeah. Okay.
God.
Well done, Con.
That is incredible.
So, Con, can you do us a favour? Can you give us the... we need to play that to finish off the round. Each time we do a round. So,
Yeah.
the beat, we'd be able to use that music, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we'll
yeah, I'm
use that.
assuming.
Yeah.
So, because what I loved about hearing Boo's team and the music that wrapped up the end of the
Yeah.
episode, so
Yeah.
we can use Con's song
Yeah.
as the music and him saying
That
BTM,
is-
BTS. That's amazing.
That is unbelievable. Like I said, that's the first time Jarrod and I had heard it and you hadn't heard all of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
That is...
I don't know why Con was nervous that Con thought it was shit.
Nah.
No,
That's so
not at
cool.
all.
That is
Not
amazing.
at all. That is actually better than a lot of the commercial radio stuff that's gone around.
Do you
the
know what I
place.
was thinking? I was like, a lot of the wordsmith of it
Yeah.
was just so much better than some of the
Yeah.
stuff you hear.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
He's
Well
done-
done, Con.
absolutely.
That is so good. We need to
Unreal.
go and see Con.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, take him out. As in, like, for a party.
We'll have to do that. Let's find a date over the next week when we can go. We'll go see Con, have a couple of brews down at Glenelg. Maybe we'll just go hang at the Bay or Moseley or something.
Brighton or something like that.
Where a lot of people are going out doing that now, which is a great little segue. Let's talk about this. We normally on Best Team Men do weird kind of not serious stuff, apart from, when I was crying a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
And when you call my dad a dog and
Yeah.
I tell you what, mate, if you're listening, and he wouldn't be listening, Anthony Burgess, would he? Would he be listening?
Mum will.
Oh, your mum listens, doesn't she?
listens.
Annie.
Yeah, Annie loves it. Yeah.
She loved her story about herself last week.
she
Didn't
did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She goes, I wasn't mad at you. I said, yes, you were.
I didn't know that your mum worked for the RSPCA because she's married to a dog.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So, last week something happened with some Crows boys in Brad Crouch and Tyson Stengel, and they were found with some
Allegedly.
allegedly found with some illicit substances on them, and the way that everybody kind of responds to this stuff is really interesting. Just to see, I think I'm really naive when it comes to drugs. And I think as footballers, when they are caught doing this kind of stuff, they are a reflection of society. Like there's, in a football list, if there's 44 players, there is a me on that football list.
Yep.
There's someone that's come from a background where, some players, like some Indigenous players, like English wasn't their first language growing up. There's people from there's a cross-section of society. So we can't assume that everybody's going to be the same. So what I wanted to ask you boys, because we are all pretty open and honest, and we need to stress, be very careful how you answer what I wanted to ask you. I've only given you a little bit of a heads up. But what happened on the weekend with people in high-profile situations being allegedly caught with illicit substances, mate, that's just a drop in the ocean, isn't it, of what is happening in society now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Andy's nice input, Andy. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it truly is. And like you said, it's a reflection. Like these guys they're in the community and they are 20, whatever they are, however old.
Yeah.
And yeah, it purely worldwide is a reflection on where society's at the moment.
But we would be silly and naive to think that like illicit substances, especially things like cocaine, aren't rife in society. It's absolutely everywhere.
It's probably on the bottom of your shoe, like walking through the city. Who knows?
Well, that's it. And you guys have worked in a lot more clubs than I have, and so you would see lots of things that go on. It's important that you don't name places or allude to anything like that, but it's a festivals, like it's a cultural thing which it's just happens. So when you see stuff like that, how do you guys feel? Do you go, it's about time people are educated on what's actually going on in society? Or
to a degree. I mean, it's not like, I'm not up there DJing watching people fucking take them or inject themselves or snort anything or anything like that. Like, you're not looking at it openly like that, but it's more so, and it's all around Australia from where I've played that, at the end of the night when the lights come on, you're walking out and there's, little bags on the floor and this and that. So it's more so the aftermath of it all.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So it's not so much like, you don't see anyone sitting in a corner of a club just getting on it.
Yeah.
There's not really any of that. So the other thing is just like the age of these kids now as well. And I don't know if it's because of like how you both of you can probably say how much further advanced are 15, 16, 17-year-olds today than what we were at that age.
Well, when you say advanced, I know what you mean. Like the kids are doing stuff now that
we're exposed to more with phones and
that's right.
Exactly
right. Yeah, it's easier to just go watch a pop culture movie on Netflix or Stan or something like that, and they're just exposed to so much more at such a young age that they almost grow up.
Yeah. Well, to give an input about years ago, DJing in clubs. One thing that happened before Fresh went 24 hours a day, right? It was just a 4 p.m. till 6 to 9 a.m. radio station that was essentially run by people that DJed in clubs. Club owners were all involved, all sorts of stuff. Great stories about the Dance Music Awards I've got in the next few weeks about shootings and stuff like that.
The shooting one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When you say great story,
it's a great story in regards to something
survived.
but it's also something that's happened that I was there at, and if I wasn't part of that sort of scene or culture, I would never have come across anything like that, you know? Yeah. So what happened in the beginning, the radio station was actually, mainly run on grants, government money, all that sort of stuff, because it's a non-for-profit little radio station.
Who's Grant?
Grant Hero from Couch Potato used to host it.
Grant Denyer.
No, government grants. So where government gives out grant money to Grant Smiley. Good one. TV Rock, all the other stuff he's done.
Go on and flaunt it.
I was listening to that song last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Great segue.
And one thing that was part of some grant money was the Drug and Alcohol Council came in and was able to do sessions with all of us, because what would happen is DJs that were part of the station would go and play in the clubs where there was a massive drug culture, right? And this particular Drug and Alcohol Council knew that, and that by educating people, like DJs that would then filter through the rest of the scene. And also, a lot of people were having overdoses in clubs and stuff right in front of you. You'd be at a festival and then people would be like dropping and be carried out like just on people's shoulders and taken away in an ambulance. That's how crazy it was getting back then. So they wanted to fix that. So they thought they'd educated the DJs, blah, blah, blah. So every week we'd learn about a new drug. And the way that they would educate is talk about the drug, talk about what a person goes through when they take the drug, and then what we should do if people overdose, or, you know, once we find out what drug they have been taking, what to say to the paramedics, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, that was a good thing that happened there. So whenever I DJ'd, I always had in the back of my mind, obviously booze is my choice of, I guess, drug, if you call it that. So I never sort of came across that in that case, but it was everywhere. It was in the clubs. The one main reason why I stopped DJing is it just got too crazy with the criminal underworld coming in and trying to run the clubs and stuff. Like, I got taken by a club owner to a private party at one of the clubs I played at. We went upstairs. It was the night before Father's Day, and they were having a Father's Day function where a lot of these criminal organisations were actually there. The presidents of the clubs were there. I got introduced to a few people, and there was drugs everywhere. And I was like, I am so uncomfortable with this. I'm out completely. I can't do this anymore. And Adelaide's so small and that stuff's going on. It was like, I'm out.
That's the whole organised crime underground gang sort of in nightclubs thing's gone now though. It's gone underground. Yeah. Back then it was, you know, I don't want to get into it, but it was everywhere. You know, there was fights and it was quite open who they all were and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Who they disliked.
And you know, these people are a lot smarter now and they do their things off the streets and stuff. Yeah. But back then there was a real problem with drugs and, don't know where to go from there. So there you go.
It's a pretty strange one because as parents, like, you go far out. If this is what's happening now, we've just got to hopefully get our kids into a position where they can make the right decisions.
Yeah, and especially like over the years, the drugs have gotten worse. As in, you say 15 to 18-year-old kids who's going to a festival, whether that be an all-age festival or 18-plus festival, they'll go buy their drugs, super cheap, but super bad. The chance of something actually happening is like 90%, not 10% like it was back in the 90s. Just everything's cut down with to make it cheap. So, it's a crazy one. I think I said briefly to you on the phone, it's like there's drug problems everywhere. It's always in the sort of lower class and the higher class of society. Yeah. A lot of the time, you know, an everyday person would never even consider coming across it. But as soon as you got money and disposable incomes.
Wall Street.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is that a lot of the people who are reflecting on these footy players who were allegedly caught with stuff, a lot of media identities, it's rife in the media. You go to industry awards and things like that, mate. So it's these people who are publicly going, this is horrible, this is bad, don't do this, don't do that. But you go, wait, what do you guys do on the weekend?
Right. You go to these these national award shows and they're talking about it on stage about people, you know, in the toilets.
Yeah,
there's a line up in the disabled toilet. Yeah, it's a joke, and then you hear the rumors about who's actually bringing these the stuff into the awards night, and you go, oh my god, like it's everywhere.
Don't for one second think that governing sporting bodies know what's going on.
100%.
Well. Yeah. They know. Yeah, and they're smart in a way that these incidents are very few and far between. You know, like if these guys that allegedly had stuff didn't get caught, no one would know about it.
Yep.
You know, so it's only because they've been caught red-handed by the police that
a lot of these, what they call them, recreational drugs.
Yeah.
Are they considered as performance enhancers? So so they're not. So does that mean that they're never actually tested for it?
I think it depends on the sport.
Because with AFL, they're not tested out of season for
really?
recreational drugs. No.
Even though they're essentially maybe having 2 weeks off before they get back into training and ready for the next year. That's crazy.
I don't know why, but I think it was when I was doing my personal trainer's course, there was a book came out where you could go through it and see what was actually banned performance enhancing wise, and there was weird ones like a certain amount of caffeine was banned.
Some
for like,
pre-workouts were.
yeah, some pre-workouts, but for
Jack
like
3D.
for
Oh,
like,
yeah, I used to have that.
for like the shooters. What was his name? Michael Diamond. He gold medal was.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mickey D.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ronald.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ronald McDonald.
but it was weird. Like, so caffeine, for instance, you couldn't if you were
Ronald
were
McDonald. Sorry.
But yeah,
It just came out of nowhere. You said Michael Diamond, and then he's gone, oh, yeah, Ronald McDonald. Like Ricky Martin's coming to the studio.
he's my cousin.
Dustin Fletcher.
Hey, why are you rolling with 2 phones anyway?
Work phone. So Tony can tell us when the meeting's about to start.
Mate, you should call Tony.
Just
and put
side
him on
note,
speakerphone.
when you took a photo of your work phone, that work phone is smashed.
Yeah. Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Next round, we are going to confront Mark Bickley, former Crows premiership captain, as to him being in debt to Andy Martin.
Of how much?
There is literally nothing to talk about with that. He owes me money. Do you want me to tell you this story quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you should, and then we'll get Bix on next round before we put some people on the
Because
plaque.
you'd be like, this is bullshit. Why am I on this podcast? So I think about 2-3 years in a row, I was working up at the AFL draft, doing digital stuff for FiveAA. And so one year when Bix had just joined the show, he came up with Rowie and they did their show from up there.
Is this when the draft was in Adelaide?
No,
Gold Coast.
In the Gold Coast.
Oh,
yeah,
Gold Coast, yeah.
Yeah, so we would travel up there and spend the night at the draft. They would be interviewing all the coaches and all the new players coming in and whatever during their show. It was a great, fucking amazing time, right? It was when people would spend money in radio.
People had jobs.
And deliver good product.
But the crazy thing was,
don't bring your dog into a meeting, mate.
that dog's going to take a shit on the floor.
Yeah, what's your dog's name? Tony. Oh, great.
Oh my god, that's very well done, by the way.
Good segue.
Yeah, it was very good.
What's your cat's name? Nugget. Oh. Bit weird.
But whenever the draft was on, when we'd go up, I think it was 2 years in a row. I was on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
it was Schoolies week, so it was absolutely nuts. But so
the kids just get drafted and then go get fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
drinking, okay.
With Andy.
It was the party.
Well, the AFL would pay for the hotel rooms, right? So I'd have my own room on the Gold Coast, and there'd be people dropping buckets full of alcohol and other substances from balconies above me to balconies below me because they were having balcony parties.
Amazing.
Yeah, I wish I was younger again. Because I missed out on schoolie. So anyway, different story there. So we all went to the casino for the final night. So the final night for us was the draft night. So we'd go to the draft. They'd finish, I don't know, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We'd all go out for dinner afterwards, and then we go to the casino. And Bix wanted to bet a bit of cash on, I think it was blackjack. So we all gave him $50.
He's my favourite actor.
And
I love School of Rock.
This is a tribute. And yeah, he lost the money. That's all it was.
So you lent him.
Yeah, we all gave him $50
Right.
and he blew it. So on the tables, and that's it.
And he's Bickley though. He's a real tight ass.
Right.
So we'll get him on next week, and we'll just even if we plug the phone in and call him and say Bickley, you owe Andy Martin $50, and then hang up. I mean, do you want to do that now?
No, not really.
You sure?
I do. No,
What if you plug my phone in?
I really
and I'll
do.
just call him and say Bickley, you owe Andy Martin $50, and then I hang up.
No, let's not hang up though. Let's see his reaction. Go and ring him.
No, you know what? You go, who the fuck's Andy Martin?
There's a chance. All right, let's plug my phone in.
Well, it's before his shift, right? Or
Yeah, I
no,
know.
they're on holidays.
No, he's there.
Is he there?
I'm Lyndon.
He's got no notice of this. Oh god!
Don't hang up.
No,
Don't
he
hang
has
up.
noticed because you tweeted him like 3 weeks ago about it.
Don't hang up though, because I want to hear what he has to say in return.
All right, here we go. Pretty nervous. Okay. Hi, Jarrod.
What if he doesn't answer?
You will. Okay. Hi, Jarrod. Or g'day.
Hey, Jarrod.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Not too bad. What's happening?
Hey, mate. I'm just here with the best team men. We're recording our podcast that we do.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. If you recall an employee that you once worked with by the name of Andy Martin.
Yeah.
He was just wondering if you had that $50.
I was not wondering that at all. This has been something that Jarrod's held on to for years.
I had. Look, I don't really remember it, but it most likely would have happened. So I'm actually happy to give Andy $50. We were definitely there, and I was probably had a couple of beers and probably.
It's all good, mate.
Player or blackjack or roulette, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was blackjack. Hey, mate, if you just spend that money on some Best Team Men merchandise and wear it around the office, we'd be happy about that.
Yeah, one of the T-shirts. So what was that guy from Brazil? What's his name?
Oh yeah,
Can you give us one of them?
All right, we love you, mate. Thank you very much for the chat. You take care of yourself, okay?
Thanks, guys.
See you, mate.
See you, mate. Bye.
That was for something off the cuff. That was amazing.
Yeah, he did all right, and he also utilised some content out of the podcast, which is amazing.
I just love that he knew Arsenaldo.
Yeah, you know the employees who work with Andy, mate. Yeah,
I love the bit where he goes, I don't remember it, but it probably happened. Yeah, and then he goes, probably on blackjack.
Hey, let's put some people on the plaque before we go.
Yes.
Andy, you go first, mate.
I'm going to go with Adam Pope.
Popey.
I'm pretty certain he's from the Blackwood Footy Club, player, coach, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
He was a massive fan, as you heard earlier in this episode, of the Booze Team Men. And he said it felt like he was at the pub with some mates, and also because we used to talk like that at work. So he felt like that, there was employees back at his workplace now.
Probably the authentic burping that went on as well, probably.
Really
Yeah,
good.
you know what?
There was a weird burp towards the end of it, which I listened to a little bit.
Is that right at the end where
Yeah.
you move the microphone and then you're like the... whatever that
Metropolitan Plumbing.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. I'm going to put on there Chewbacca SA. No, it's not Chewbacca SA. Stewbacca SA from Twitter, who is a new listener and he's a big fan of the podcast. So thank you very much for listening. You are on. Sorry.
From the Booze Team Men, everybody.
It's a plaque that we have. If this is the first time you listen to the podcast, that Con and Lena at Brighton Trophy Centre will engrave your name onto it, and we have physically have a plaque.
Yep. So I'm putting a guy by the name of Dom P.
Oh yeah,
Domenico Pergoletto. Okay, so one of my good mates, and we're in a group chat, and we were talking just generally about stuff, and somehow podcasting came up, and he said, "Why the fuck would anyone want to do a podcast? You don't make any money out of it, blah blah." And I turned to him, I said, "I'll just go fuck myself then, Dom." and then he's gone, "Oh no, but yours is a serious one. Like you do it consistently, and I listen to yours." I go, "Oh, right,
Dom.
okay." Yeah.
Well, obviously he hasn't been listening lately because it's not that serious, am I right?
He goes, "I've listened to about, 3 of them." I went,
Probably
"Oh yeah,
our
beautiful,
first
Dom."
ones.
Yeah, exactly. So
serious
I'm putting him on the plaque for one of the best back pedals you've ever seen in your life.
It'd
So.
be quite funny if he and Con spent some time together, and we can say, "Hey, just over there is Condom."
Well, I thought of my joke all week, and Jarrod's come up with that on the spot and smashed me. So
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, guys. Hey, follow us on the socials at Best Team Men on Twitter. What's our Instagram?
at Best Team.
What's our Facebook?
At Best Team Men.
Yeah, we'll have a multi again at some stage.
We might even do another one this weekend.
Next round, I am going to tell you how I accidentally gave away thousands of dollars worth of concert tickets at a quiz night.
How many people hit you up for port tickets this week?
Heaps.
Heaps.
My sister did one as well. Hey, how you doing? Everything okay? Enjoy the port game? Hey, just wondering if there's any tickets. It's my sister. Oh, so I've just done it. No.
Did they still have, they can only have a certain amount of people in there and they had a seat 1.6 metres away from each other?
26,000 though, but it looked the
look
port
busy.
people have done it well. It was very good.
Yeah, right. Well done.
1.6 metres apart.
Yeah, I don't know
now.
what. It was a good question though that you've left for the. Usually we end on a funny.
Tell us a joke, Andy.
Oh, Jesus. Nah.
Tell us a joke, Jarrod.
What sort of joke do you want?
Just anything.
Just filth.
Yeah. Can be a long one, can be a dad joke, can be a short one, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I can't because I'm trying to be quite have a nice reputation to look after because I only know bad jokes.
That's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a joke, mate?
No, this is your turn.
It's good banter.
Yeah.
No.
We'll just end on something else. Say something nice.
Nothing, to be honest.
See you, boys.
Brought to you by the Bright